fourth chapter, that is what we are going to discuss. The name of the chapter is Production Process. First of all, we are going to study about the meaning of the production. So what is production? Production means making the goods. What is production? Production means making the goods. Can you give me an example? So you know that different types of the goods are there. For example, pen, books, footwears, dress, etc., etc. Isn't it? Yes. So you just look back. So your ancestors, so how they lived during the earlier times, you know that. So they lived in caves and they hunted the animals, gathered or collected the fruits. So this is the way how they were lived during the earlier times. So just think about nowadays or today's how peoples are living. So you know that peoples are producing different types of the goods. Technologies were improved nowadays, isn't it? Science and technology that were improved much when you going to compare the earlier days. So just list out the what are the things or what are the goods that you are using in your daily life. So can you list out? Pen, book, then you know that what are the other items that you are using in your daily life. Mobiles, etc., etc. A lot of things are there that what we are going to use in our daily life. So what is meant by goods? So what is meant by goods? So I just mentioned what is production. Production means making the goods. Next you are going to study about the meaning of the goods. So what is meant by the goods? Those things can see and can touch, and that will what? That will satisfying the human wants. That is called what? That is called the goods. So I hope all of you understood what is the meaning of the goods. Goods means what? Can see. We can see the goods or product and can touch, and that will what? That will satisfying the human wants or human needs. That is called what? That is called goods. So then, so you know that we are using different types of the goods, isn't it? Pen, book, then bag, that we are daily using, isn't it? So we use the service of large number of people for what? For the production. We use the service of the large number of the people for what? For the production and distributions of the goods that you listed, isn't it? So we are using a service of the large number for what? For the production of goods and distributions of the goods. We are using the large number of service of the people for what? For the production of the goods and distributions of the goods. So let us study what is meant by the service. So service is quite different from the goods, isn't it? Service is quite different from the goods. So you know that what is the goods because you already studied, and let us study about what is service. So service means, so I will give it an example for the service. The books you use means we are daily using book, isn't it? You know that how important is book in our daily life, isn't it? The books you might used been printed in a distant places, isn't it? So from where you get book, we using book that will printed in a distance place. Distance place means far away, and this book reaches you as the result of the how involvement of many people. That is how we getting that book or a pen or other items like that bags, something, etc. So because of the service of the many peoples, that is how we reaches books or pen. That is what we are using in our daily life. So who could they be? Let us study laborers. You know that how important is laborers means workers. Then transporters. Transporters means carrying goods from one place to another place. Transporters. Then book distributors. Okay, these are the factors. It's very important. These are the service. These are the service provide. That is how we will getting these items like books or pen, isn't it? So service is the another important factors. That is how that I mentioned that because of the large number of the service of the peoples, that is how we receiving or we getting these items like pens, book, other items, etc. Okay, all the people provide services. All the peoples are providing services. So best example is a teacher is providing services, isn't it? So first we are going to discuss or we are going to study about what is the meaning of service. Service are invisible. Invisible means we can't see. Service are invisible and intangible. Intangible means can't touch, but can be experienced. So this is called what? This is called service. Service, once again, service are invisible and intangible means can't touch, but can be experienced. So this is called service. So I already mentioned teaching is a best example for what? Example for the service. You also receive service from doctors, isn't it? So if you get any sick or any disease, so that what you are going to hospital, so you will get service from the doctors, then bank officers, etc. So these are the best example for the services. I hope all of you understood what is services. So you know that how important is service. So this is called services. So we are going to discuss about, we are going to study about in a detail about what is production. Introductory part I already taught you. So we are going to discuss in a detail. So first of all, we are going to study about what is production. So production is the process of creating goods. What is production? Production is the process of creating goods and services for what? To satisfy human wants or human needs. So once again, production is creating goods and providing services for what? To satisfy the human or to satisfy the human wants. Sir. So I hope all of you understand what is production. So product is the result of the production. Product is the result of production, isn't it? Product means goods. Product is the result of the production. Then find out the stages involved in producing paddy cultivation. Now, when you're going to cultivate paddy, so you know that you need some stages. How can we cultivate paddy? You know how to cultivate the paddy cultivation. Different stages are there, otherwise you can't cultivate paddy. So what are the process, or in other words we can say that stages are required for what? For the cultivation of the paddy. You know, fluffing. So what is fluffing? Means breaking up the soil, means making clear the soils. You know that is first stage is very important. So when you going to the cultivating the what? Paddy. Then planting seeds. Planting seeds is another stages. You know that is important. So that is second stage. Then weeding. Weeding means you remove unwanted plants. Remove the unwanted plants. Then manuring. Manuring means you know that what? That is another important features of what? When you going to cultivate the paddy. So what is manuring? Means wastes of animal waste or plant waste. That is very important for what? Paddy to grow. So you should use that one. So these are the 4 important stages that is very important for what? For the cultivations of paddy. So I hope all of you understand. Once again, what are the 4 stages? Fluffing, then planting seeds, weeding and manuring. So okay, I hope all of you got that points. Then after that what? After that harvesting. Harvesting means what? Collecting the crops. So there are some another process after that, that is harvesting. Harvesting means what? Collecting the crops. Then what? Threshing. Threshing means what? Separating the grain. Separating the grain. At last collecting rice grains. So okay, these are the stages is very important for what? To collecting the ಉಂಟು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ. Okay, these are the stages for what? For the cultivation of paddy. Okay, I hope all of you understood. Then what are the factors involved in the process of paddy production? That is the question for you. What are the factors involved for what? In the process of paddy production. Factors are involved in the paddy production. Laborers are very important, isn't it? Without laborers, how can we producing the goods? So therefore laborers is very important. Then natural resources is very important. You know that land, water, without that factors, how can we producing the goods, isn't it? So here the question is, what are the factors involved in the process of paddy cultivations or paddy productions? What are the factors? Laborers means workers. Workers is very important. Then natural resources like land, water, that is very important. Then man-made goods, fertilizer, then seeds, agricultural equipments. You know that you need some tools for what? So I already mentioned workers are important, natural resources, land, water, that are important. Then you need some man-made goods for what? To producing the goods. Tools are important. You know that different equipments or tools are required, isn't it? So okay, these are the factors used for the cultivation of the paddy. I hope all of you understood. So let us study of factors of production. So first I taught you what is production. You know that I gave an example how to producing the paddy. So you are going to discuss factors of, next topic is factors of production. Factors of productions. First I will give you an example. So the picture of shoe factory. Picture of shoe factory. Just imagine yourself how is the shoe factory is there. Imagine yourself. Which are the factors involved in the productions of shoes? I already mentioned about for the factors are production factors of used for the production of the paddy. Likewise here the shoe factory. To produce the shoe, what are the factors are required? That is the question mark. So here, what are the factors involved in the productions of shoes? First one, buildings. Buildings is a need, isn't it? Buildings is needed. Then machinery. Machines are required, isn't it? Yes. Then workers. You know that how important is workers for the factory. Without workers you can't, isn't it? Workers, electricity, power, isn't it? That is needed. So these are the main important factors for what? To producing the what? To produce the goods means here what? Shoes, isn't it? Yes. These are the factors are required to produce the shoes in a factory. I hope all of you got it. Let us discuss how these factors help in manufacturing of shoes. The factors of production can be classified into 4. Factors of production. Factors of productions can be classified into 4. So which are those? Land, labor, capital, organization. These are the 4 what? Factors of productions. Once again, which are those? Land, labor, capital, organization. These are called what? Factors of productions. Land, you know that how important is land for what? To produce any goods we need land, isn't it? Land, labor, workers. Without workers we can't. Capital, spend money, isn't it? Then not entrepreneur, organizations. Okay. So let us study them in a detail. Once again, factors of production, land, labor, capital, organization, that we are going to study in a details. First one, I already mentioned, land. So you know that the importance of the land in our daily life, isn't it? We can't imagine without land. Considering the importance of the land, isn't it? So how important is importance of land in our daily life? All natural resources used in the production process are implied in term of land. All resources on earth are regarded as a land, isn't it? So that is what I already mentioned, how important is land in our daily life. So that is the first factors of production is land. You know that land is very important. What are the natural resources are included in a land as a factor of production? So, you know, what are the things that we are getting from the land? That is very good question for you. So what are the things that we are getting from the land? I already mentioned land is important, but how it benefits the peoples in a different or many ways. So how soil, you know that soil. So all of you know what is the soil. So different types of the soils are there, isn't it? In our earth, you know that different types of the soils are there that will helping you in a different ways, isn't it? So the soil is natural resources, isn't it? So that will getting from the land. Then water, you know that waters, without water we can't imagine our life, isn't it? So that are the one of the natural resources, isn't it? So that also we getting from the land, isn't it? Forest, you know that forest, how important forest is, isn't it? Then air, you know how air is helping us. So we can breathe, without air we can't, isn't it? So it's all the natural resources like coal. So all the natural resources are helping us in a different ways, isn't it? Yes. So this is how land is helping us, isn't it? So I hope all of you got the points that what I taught. Discuss the features of land as a factor of production based on the indicators given below. So questions are there, activities so are there. Which are the natural resources included in the land as a factor of production? That is the question for you. Think yourself and write the answer. So I will read out once again. Which are the natural resources included in a land as a factor of production? Can we increase the area of land in accordance with our requirements? Can we? Another questions. Listen. Can we increase? Increase means develop. Can we increase the area of land in accordance with our requirements? Can we develop the lands? Can we increase the land for our requirements? Can we enhance the fertility of land? If so, how? Can we shift land from one place to another? Can we shift land from one place to another? These are the activities. Questions for you. Okay, just think and write the answers. Before you are going to write the answer, just make sure. Okay. So what are the factors of production? One, land, you already studied. Then next one, labor. You know that labor means workers, you know, workers. So labor is another active factor in productions of product. Without workers we can't produce any goods. So considering the importance of the labor is very important for what? To make any goods. So I hope all of you got that points. Labor. For example, I will give you a few. Going to make any product like a bag, something, you know that different types of the products are there. So how can you producing the goods like bag? You need different raw materials, isn't it? Raw materials is another important factors, isn't it? Raw materials, different raw materials are required for what? To make bag something, etc. So that is why I already mentioned workers or laborers are important to make any goods. Okay. Third one, capital. So what is meant by capital? Capital is essential for the production of a product for providing the basic facilities for the same. You should spend money. Suppose, so a factory is there, so you should spend a lot of money to make any goods, isn't it? So that is how the capital goes. So it is very important in a production process. So that is called capital. So I hope all of you understood, isn't it? What is capital? Then some features are there for the capitals. Let us study what are the features of capital. Capital helps other factors of production. Capital helps what? Other factors of productions. Capital enhance the production skills of the laborers. Then capital has mobility. Capital has mobility means capital has moving. So like other factors, production capital gets reward. Interest is reward for capital. Reward means laborers. Laborers is there. So they are doing the work, isn't it? So they will get the reward. What? Wages, isn't it? So like that. So I hope all of you understood what is capital and features of capital. So let us study about the last factors of the production is the organizations. So what is the last features of the factors of production is organization. Organization implies the coordination, making coordination of various aspects or various factors of production like land, labor, capital. The person who coordinates is called organizer. These are the 4 factors of productions. So which are the factors of production that we already studied? Land, labor, capital and organizations. So other things that we are going to discuss in the next class. Students, I hope all of you understood what I taught today. First I taught you what is goods, productions, service. Then I gave so many examples for you, isn't it? So these are the things that we are studied in this class. Next class we are going to discuss more about these chapters.